Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination and the subscriber contracts. And today's contract, Boom, Shake, Shake the Room, set in Dartmoor, and the contract ID is on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today, courtesy of Paul Anderson 37. So on to our briefing. Tick tick boom, blow your mind. This contract was powered by peppermint tea. So moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them. All must be eliminated whilst disguised as the mansion staff, and all in accident explosions. We also have only one exit available to us, and we cannot change our disguise as our objectives. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the mansion staff, and we'll be bringing with us a wrench and a silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we're going to head straight upstairs, and we're going to go the quick way, which is out onto the balcony here and up the drain pipe to Alexa Carlisle's bedroom. And if we time this just right, the waiter, serving staff, housekeeper will be just turning away, so we can scoot straight in through the window into the changing rooms, and then we're going to wait right here for another maid to come along who is an enforcer and will get in our way. So we're just going to get rid of her real quick. We have quite a while to get all this done. There's no rush whatsoever, and you will see why momentarily. And I'll also take this time to point out that if you don't have the wrench, there is one available that I can remember in the garden area next to the fountain. I think it's on the fountain. I believe there is another one somewhere, but I cannot remember for the life of me where. So once we've knocked out the young lady and hid her away, we're going to grab the propane cylinder while we wait for Alexa Carlisle to leave her study and her little private sanctum. And when she does, we can then make our way into there. We're going to place the propane cylinder just in front of the chair here. We're going to make our way into the secret room, and we're just going to wait right here. We'll take one shot at the propane cylinder while we're waiting, and we will be waiting here approximately 8 real-time minutes for Alexa to go through her entire routine and then return to this room. Now, I know this contract can be done a hell of a lot quicker than this. I've seen one time of 8 minutes, and I'm sure the timing relates to how well we can deal with Alexa Carlisle. This will not be an 8-minute run. We're already 11 minutes in. So we're just going to wait for Alexa to sit down and bury her face in the pillow, and then we're going to take a second shot at the propane cylinder, and then we're going to immediately leave the area, and we're going to head now straight for the kitchens. We can head straight down the stairs this way, as the maid who would have got in our way is no longer around. So we're just going to avoid the enforcers on our way all the way down to the ground floor, and we're going to head straight into the kitchen. And in here are 2 more of our targets, both accident explosion kills. We have another one just outside. So we're going to grab the propane cylinder from the back of the room here, and then we're going to duck out the kitchen window to avoid the enforcer outside the door. And we're going to throw our propane cylinder just by the sack of potatoes there, just by our target. That will distract him and give us long enough to duck back in through the kitchen window and position ourselves by the cooker on the right here. And when that guard goes back to his usual routine and lights a cigarette, he will cause an explosion, which will cause a distraction, and at that point we can then create a leak on the cooker. So as everybody's looking at the other way, we're just going to quickly create that leak. Now as a bit of randomness comes in at this point, because the young lady you can see there may or may not run away. If she doesn't run away, we can blow her up. If she runs away, we'll just grab this propane cylinder, move on to our next target and return to her afterwards. In this case, for this video, she actually didn't run away, so we were able to eliminate her rather quickly. So we're just going to make our way out into the rear garden area here, where we will encounter our next target, and we're just going to throw our propane cylinder at his feet, not too close. In fact, I think that has rolled a little too far past him. We'll find out when he lights his cigarettes. Nope, we've missed out on that one. So we'll just try this again. We want the cylinder to land relatively close to his feet. It is quite a small area with which to get him with an explosion. That second throw looked much better. So this time round, when he loses his interest and goes back to his cigarette break, he will then also have a free flying lesson. We don't do landings here, so you're on your own for that one. And he lands right on his head and got a nice little bounce there as well. So that is 4 targets down. We're now going to return to the kitchen. Just going to take it nice and slowly. As you can see, using instinct, there is a guard enforcer in the kitchen still on cleanup duty. So we're just going to hang back a little bit, and when he loses his enforcer status, we can then casually advance once again. So he'll be removing the young lady from the kitchen, and we have the gentleman mopping the floor. He's going to put down the mop and go for a drink, which is absolutely ideal because he won't be looking while we create a gas leak on the other cooker. Now we don't have to do any more than that, because when he finishes his drink and goes back to his mop, he will notice that cooker is leaking and he will eventually blow himself up. Now do keep an eye on the mini-map, because there are still housekeeping maids, who mostly are enforcers, returning to their posts after their little panic episodes. One was heading this way, but luckily our target managed to distract her by blowing himself up. So once all of our targets have been dealt with, we're just going to hop out of the dining room window here to avoid the enforcer outside the kitchen door, and we're going to head for the bridge exit. So there we go, not the fastest method, but definitely an enjoyable one with all the explosions. That is one more subscriber contract taken care of, and we have confirmation all of our targets were eliminated according to plan. We met our objectives and we got our silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.